Spike in Vain, a Cleveland classic, a 1984 hardcore alt-punk, Disease is Relative. There's an amazing copy, and I know it was recorded literally up the street at the Island in North Royalton. I don't know where it was, probably not is. I know they mastered it in Painesville, and the whole cast and crew rotated on their instruments. Yola Tango, I Can Hear the Heart Beating as One, 25th anniversary, colored vinyl, and the greatest band in the universe, according to Pitchfork. And they were talking about our big event today. It's going to be August 19th. Hope you're going to come out. We got to induct these guys with their special Pavement pierogi, but this is Spit on a Stranger, limited 12-inch, and Wowie Zowie, and of course we got all the other great stuff. The Ritchie family. This is an interesting meld of disco and traditional African stuff, and there is an amazing disco version of Quiet Village, and I believe this record is partially mixed and it blends right into voodoo. A lot of good stuff. Hot Chocolate. This is pretty funky, although there's some soft ballad moments on there too. And a rock array from Cuba, some Latin jazz rock, and they're pretty interesting because they take the Afro-Cuban stuff, mix along with European stuff, along with jazz and fusion, and they use all these instruments like güiro and congos, etc. to get their sound pretty interesting. And this is an excellent record. Rick James presenting Bobby Militello, and there's some cool tracks on here. And this incredible record from '61 is beautiful because it looks like a brand new reissue, but I assure you it's pretty darn old. Also George Benson, Good King Bad, that does not come around too often. Shelly Manne and His Men, some good West Coast jazz from '53, 10-inch mono, and then from '60 there's some good hard bop on here. It's also mono. Les Baxter doing some good space age bachelor pad music. There's some pretty good organ on here along with the full chorus and orchestra. The big sound is the group, and I think this was put out by the label Pirouette, but it is a pretty decent Exotica record. We got some Donald Byrd on Blue Note, 73, some good jazz funk, and some more cool jazz. Billy Taylor soul jazz from '68, and from '66 some mono Tijuana jazz, Gary McFarland and Clark Terry and Company. Lily Tomlin with the Scary Cover, some comedy from '72, and Cavalleria Rusticana. This is beautiful. Pietro Mascagni. It was a sensation when it first came out in 1890, and it still is. Even the intermezzo on this is really like a Tuscan sunset in September from a certain hill, one of the most beautiful pieces of music I know. And Giulietta Simonato, she was just an amazing mezzo-soprano. There she is right there, and I know they actually, both her and the composer, passed away in Rome, but about 50 years apart. Some Maria Callas here doing Rosina, the Barber of Seville, some more Callas from 1960, and Frank Valentino, American opera. This is actually a really scarce record. And The Marriage of Figaro. This is an interesting record. It's also in good old-fashioned red vinyl. And some beautiful Baroque stuff. Antonio Caldara, mostly vocal. I know he composed a lot of interesting vocal compositions. Maynard Ferguson, some early stuff from '56. And Frank Camerata. This is technically a lounge record. He played the organ at a place called the Driftwood Room in St. Paul, so it's some interesting Minnesota lounge from '59, and I know they called it the Deadwood Room because of the lunchtime crowd. Pretty cool. And some Aerosmith from 1980, Greatest Hits, and Black Sabbath Mob Rules, 1981. Of course, Ronnie James Dio and company, so come on out.